guys. This is another episode on the Boutique podcast, and today we've got the yacht guy, Alex. We're super excited to chat with you today. And yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself. We obviously see you on social media. Your name is often coming up for me, especially in the yachting industry, and I'm so curious to hear everything that you do.
Well, thank you, Catherine, and I appreciate you having me on your show. Well, um, as you know, I'm the Yacht Guy. People know me as the influencer on social media, mostly on IG. Started back in 2010 and have been doing it since. So yeah, social media and now uh, sales broker. So it's a influencer turned broker.
Wow, that's quite a transition. I mean, how did you get into the social media space? Have you always been in it, or were you working on boats, or how was your step into that journey?
So it's actually a funny story. It's a long story, but I'll give you the synopsis of it, and which is started the social media just as a place to put photos. Instagram was going to be used as like a whiteboard for me to for motivation, put some stuff on there, see it every day, and then motivate myself. But then I found that there were people who were also interested in yachting
Yeah.
that started to converse with me, and it grew. I started meeting a lot of designers, a lot of people also who were enthusiasts, builders, owners, and it just really
That's so cool.
legs of its own. So it wasn't the yacht guy originally. It was Ali Al, Alleyyal. And that was the original name. It was just a name that
Yeah.
close friends would call me Ali Al growing up in New York. And then once it got legs, I said, boy, I've got to change this name to something more interesting. So I had come up with a ton of names, and the yacht guy was the one that stuck out in my head. And I said, oh, I'll keep that for now until I think up something really cool. But
Yeah.
it stuck.
It's definitely so. I mean, it like really stands out, and I've noticed a lot of people have kind of taken the concept and adapted it slightly. Especially, I find there's quite a few people looking to become influencers in the yachting space or starting to become, and yours is just so prominent. Like you've got the name, you've got the yacht. So yeah, you really got that trend in time, I guess. Or you,
I guess, like I said, it was total accident, but I'm fortunate. I've been in love with yachts for years.
wow.
Um, and the goal has always been to get a yacht and travel the world, and see the entire planet on a yacht. And I've been fortunate. I've been able to do that. I've been able to stay on some really amazing boats and see the world through the eyes of a yacht owner or a guest, I guess you can say, you know.
Yeah.
And it's definitely different from traveling on a plane and staying at a hotel.
For sure. And I can imagine as a broker now, it really helps having that real life experience. Like you've gone from seeing the yachts to actually being on there and having that whole guest experience.
Yeah, it really does help out. And it's the big thing is I was told by a lot of friends of mine who are owners and also brokers. They were like, you should really be a broker because I've gained their trust, on both ends. And I think it was just eventual that I was going to become a broker. It was just going to happen sooner or later, or inevitable is the word I'm looking for. I'm sorry.
No, that's amazing. And do you work independently as a broker or do you work for a company?
I work with a company called Cloud Yachts, and which was started as an NFT company, right? Ironically,
Wow.
yeah. So we started doing NFTs with the yacht space, and then we teamed up with a lot of the world's most famous designers to create these NFTs to make them more authentic. And then when the crypto market just really started to take a tank, uh, Cloud Yachts, Cloud Yachts took a pivot,
Yeah.
and we thought, well, let's sell some yachts to help offset some of the cost, and now they're a full-blown brokerage slash NFT company, so, and that's when I got my license. I was like, well, now what better time to get my license than now? So,
Oh, that's amazing. And have you always stuck to the stateside, or do you also do sales and stuff in Europe, like your clients?
oh, everywhere. Currently I've got a yacht in Portugal. We just had one in Dubai.
Wow.
Yeah, another one in, let's see, in Italy that we were talking to a client about. So it's international. I mean, you can sell yachts just here. It's easier because you can be here, but um, it's not it's not unusual for brokers to be working internationally,
Yeah.
with other brokers to try to get things done or get things sold.
Of course, yeah. So I actually used to work for Wyco, but I was in yacht management. And it's always, I've really always looked up to the brokers in the industry. It was somewhere that I actually wanted to be before COVID happened and before I started my own company. So yeah, for me, I mean, one burning question I've had for years, obviously dealing with the ultra high net worth individuals, is I've worked on yachts. I've always known them to be the owner of the yacht and someone that I've been serving my entire career in yachting. But what would you say for people that may have had similar ambitions to me or that are kind of looking to go into brokerage? Like, what would you say is the best way of dealing with this kind of clientele or even finding a relationship with this kind of clientele? If you could even answer that, I guess every scenario is different.
Yeah, you're right. Every scenario is going to be different. For me, it was meeting the clients pre-sale, right? Just becoming friends with a ton of people, and then the intention was never to become a broker. I didn't want to be a broker.
Yeah,
I enjoyed the influencer side, and I thought to myself, if I become a broker, um, I won't become an owner because now my passion has become my job, and I didn't want that. I was trying to avoid that.
of course.
Um, but I still love it. I still love it. I love what I do. Um, I love being an influencer slash broker, and it's okay. And a lot of my clients are actually happy for me, who are also friends, right? So for
Yeah,
me, it was gaining friendships, and then maybe move once I've moved into the sales side, the support of my friends who are owners were like, hey, we want you to sell my boat. I want to work with you, because
yeah,
you're my friend and I want to see you succeed.
yeah,
And that's where it's been for me. For somebody else, it might be different, right? Where
100%.
um, some clients might say, well, you were my server. Um, and they might say, some might say, absolutely, I want to see you win. Some might say, I don't think I want you to be I don't want the person who's serving me coffee selling me a multi-billion-dollar yacht.
Exactly.
You just know, like you said, every scenario is going to be different, and it is.
Yeah, like you say, I guess it's that long-term relationship, and something that I've always heard of is like maintaining that as opposed to looking for a quick sale and a quick,
Yeah, absolutely.
like really holding them like their hand from when they're starting those questions to all the way through to chartering boats, and then maybe then they start trusting your taste and your best interest in them, and then I guess converting that to sales in the long term.
Absolutely. I think the relationship is the most important.
Yeah,
You're not always you can't always look for the sale. You can't, and this goes, I think, in any sales realm. You The sale is great, but the relationship is more important. So when you have a client or a friend who says, I need some advice on this, don't always look for the sale. Look to help. Let me help you out. Because when they realize, and this isn't always the case, but most of the time when a person realizes, man, I'm selling my product or buying my product through this person, but he's not doing anything. The one I'm always calling is this person. Maybe I should be selling or buying my product from the person I'm always calling. And then they will eventually see that and make that transition.
yeah, no,
The
for sure.
hope is,
No,
you
I
know,
think that's super valuable advice. It's something that is like said, but I don't think people hear it enough. And it's definitely something we try focus on in our company too, is just that long-term relationship. At the end of the day, that's more valuable than just making a sale. Yeah, I'm glad that you've said that. And just going back to being an influencer, your Instagram. I know I've got actually quite a few friends in the industry that are growing their Instagrams. Some of them have exploded. And what would you say, like, how long did it take you to grow your Instagram page? And what was the key? Like you said, you were posting photos of yachts a lot. What was kind of the key things that got you started and expanded your following?
so in the beginning it was just photos, and then that started growing. But eventually from friends who were actual influencers, having to put the face behind the brand. And you have a lot of pages out there
Yeah.
that don't have any face behind the brand, and you're always going to be just a page. You'll never really, if your face is not behind the brand, you're not an influencer. That's my opinion, right? So you could
Yeah.
have a page with a million cookies, right? And none of the cookies are yours. You've never baked a cookie. You don't sell cookies, but you have a page with all these cookies. That doesn't make you an influencer. That just makes you a large page,
Yeah.
right? Versus you got a lot of people who are, and this is a lot of the yachties. A lot of the yachties are doing great at this, right?
Yeah.
They're out there and they're using the time that they have on these boats to build their pages, and that's amazing. That's great, and I suggest they keep doing that and showing their faces. Hey, this is Tabitha, right, or Sam, and I'm here in the Maldives. I'm fishing. I'm snorkeling, right? So
Yeah.
people start to relate this lifestyle with this person versus a page that just shows the lifestyle, but never really, there's no one there. It's so
Yeah, for
they'll
sure.
never be able to really monetize that aside from I have 200 million followers, right? Yeah, but who are they?
Yeah.
You know,
That brand identity is super, super important.
it's very important.
Yeah, and it's something that I mean, I guess like any business has to have a strong brand identity to eventually build their traction as well in the market. Like when you don't have a strong identity, it's very hard to get traction on your concept.
Yes, exactly right. You're exactly right. So a brand identity is I think the biggest one for anybody who's interested in doing it. And then consistency. Consistency is key. Lately I've been slacking because I've been so busy, but
Yeah.
being consistent is key and just keep plugging. My page has actually gone backwards from 900 and something thousand to like 869,000, right?
Wow.
Um, it's been going,
Yeah.
but you ask yourself, what is more important? What is your goal? Is your goal to be the person with a lot more followers, right? Or the goal is to be followers, more quality followers, right?
Yeah.
So I could easily start posting boats on fire or stuff that really triggers the algorithm, but it's not what I normally post just so that I can get followers, right? But those followers are not going to translate into any kind of sale, no matter what you do, because the majority of them are either fake or they're 12-year-olds or they're people who are just browsing, so who browse just for the sake of seeing some type of getting that dopamine hit,
Yeah.
where though my followers may be getting lower, the quality of the followers is growing because those are the people who are going to charter, those are the people who are going to buy and are following more because of a passion for what we share.
Yeah. No, that's really awesome. And yeah, I mean, I guess that a lot of people chase the following count. I know people buy followers and stuff now, but it really means nothing if you're not
That
actually
means nothing.
getting anything from it.
If yeah, exactly right, exactly right. So, like I said, followers are great if the quality of the followers are there, but
Yeah.
it is what it is. I'm not too worried about numbers. I got bigger fish to fry.
100%. And you've been doing an amazing job by the sounds of things. Um, and just like, I mean, now with brokerage, do you have someone helping you with your Instagram, or do you
No,
manage everything yourself?
yeah, I manage it all myself. Manage it all myself. Website's about to launch. I've hired a really great team for the website. So website's about to be done, and just so many great things coming up in 2023. So we're excited.
And are you
It's
allowed to speak about any of your plans in 2023, or is that still to come?
Yeah, no, I mean we're doing the brokerage thing is looking really great. I've been
Yeah.
fortunate, I've been had a lot of support from a lot of real major brokers, and I'm so blessed, to have their support and congratulations. And hey, if there's anything you need, call us. And that's been huge.
Wow.
And then we've got the NFT thing. Cloud Yachts has the NFT thing where I think they've really found something that's gonna change the industry. This is going to be a real switch for the industry, but I don't want to take away steal their fire. So I'll let them elaborate on that when the time comes.
Yeah.
The Miami Boat Show is coming up. That's going to be great for everyone. Followed by the Palm Beach Boat Show, and
Yeah.
so
And
lots of fun stuff.
do you still find yourself going to a lot of these yacht shows? I mean, I know someone was speaking about it the other day. I can't remember exactly which person, so I don't want to put a name to the comment, but that the yacht shows aren't necessarily fulfilling as much business as they used to. Like it's more of a show face. Do you still feel that's the case, or do you attend quite a lot? Like, does it help you in any way?
I hit every boat show I can, and the Fort Lauderdale boat show was the first boat show that I attended as a broker. And in that one boat show, I picked up 4 clients.
Oh my word, that's
So,
amazing.
so if anybody's saying there's no money there, and I don't know what they mean. Maybe in selling sneakers or socks or something, there's no money, but there's
Yeah,
money there in selling boats because the boats are being sold.
yeah.
Now I'm not saying I found 4 clients who are looking for 500-foot boats. No, they're smaller boats, but nonetheless, they are there. The clients are
They're
there.
the clients. And I
And
guess like I mean those are predominantly charter sale and then everything else is just a little bit extra and
these are no, these are sales. I don't. I'm not so much focused on charters. I do actual sales,
okay.
and that's where the for me the I've had luck. So in just one show, and then I've walked the show with 7 or 8 clients, all who I've met at the show. Right.
Wow.
So that it's there. I just think it's just the person who who's attending what their goal is. Everybody has a different goal. One guy's goal is to, like I said, sell socks, and he
Yeah.
can't. My socks aren't selling at this yacht show. Well, you're at the wrong show, right? Or maybe the person's a salesperson, but they're not a people person, right? And that makes it hard for sales if you're not a people person, right? Then that means you rely on sales falling on your lap, which is going to be hard for you. You've got to be a people person, and you've got to be able to go out there and talk to the regular Joe Schmo, right?
Yeah.
Whether and see what they're interested in, and you'll be able to pick that up if you have that knack of talking to people.
Yeah, you really got to put yourself out there.
You have
Yeah. And do you find like a lot of the buyers and stuff attend the shows, or is it other brokers?
Well, everybody. I mean, you definitely got a lot of brokers. Every broker and their mother's there, standing by their boats, trying to pull in sales. Right? Hey, come check this out. And then you have the builders, and so I mean, it's a combination of everything. Everybody is there, and the goal is to sell boats, right? So
Yeah.
when I'm walking the show, I'm happy to meet with anybody. I don't care what level of boat you're interested in buying in.
Okay.
I treat everyone. I try to treat everyone the same.
No, that's super refreshing to hear. And yeah, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah, sure.
And then also, so going back to my questions, what was your best experience on a boat? Whether it's a boat that you got to walk around or you went to go visit, are you allowed to obviously you might not be able to share the name, but what was your favorite experience that's come from being an influencer slash broker on board?
Oh man, like I said, I've been so lucky. Um, one of and then there's so many like mind blowing experiences that I could not believe. And one of them was sailing in a regatta with Pierluigi, the owner of Loro Piana, on
Wow,
his yacht in a regatta. Right? I'm
that's
sitting there and I'm like,
crazy.
I can't believe I'm sitting here in a regatta with this guy on his boat, right?
Oh,
Sailing in Italy. That mind blowing.
it's like a pinch
Another,
yourself moment.
it's crazy. It's stuff that I've dreamed of, right? Stuff that I used to dream of. And
Yeah.
then another time landing in Monaco, being called by a friend, and the friend asked me, "Where are you staying?" This is an owner, and I'm staying at a friend's apartment. And he goes, "Oh, you don't want to stay there. My boat is in town. It was a 280 plus foot boat." He was like, "I won't be there for 4 days, but you're welcome to stay on board. I called the crew; they're going to be expecting you." And when I get on board, when we arrive, the crew was so sweet. Alex, they're yelling off the side, "Welcome on board!" God.
That
It's
is
like,
awesome.
it was so sweet, and so I've been so fortunate. There's so many, I could go on and on about some of the amazing stories. And I, like I said, I've been blessed and met a lot of kind people in the industry. So,
Wow, no, that's honestly so inspiring. And I mean, I can only hope that something like that happens down the line for me too. Moving from the crew side of things to actually having friends and relationships and stuff on a higher
yeah,
level.
absolutely. And it will, you continue to treat people with respect. You're kind to people, and you're always going to get those people who are not so nice. And let me tell you, it's not always easy to not be nice back, right? But you just have to smile, grin and bear it, and then walk away, and that's what you do. But for the most part, if you're a good person, you're gonna attract a lot of good people, and those people are gonna see that, and they're just gonna want to be around that energy, right? Because you're wow, this person has such great energy. I want to be around that, right? And
Yeah.
I love that around me, and people will just love to be around you. So
No, that's so yeah, that's amazing. That's really and then I mean I guess down to my last question that leads straight into it. Someone with that same ambition, what is your biggest piece of advice for someone that is looking to go into brokerage? Yeah, what is like the biggest piece of advice you could give someone starting out like you, very passionate about yachting and then looking far ahead at the career that they could possibly have?
but you have to see your goal, right? What is the intention? Do you want to be a broker for the rest of your life? Is that a step towards something else? Is that do you actually love doing what you do? Yeah, if having a passion for yachting is so important, right? And listen, I really love boats, and that's going to be the key because you, I'm still learning about boats every day, right? For me, the goal was buy a boat, sit on a boat, and let everybody else do the work, right? So that didn't allow me the knowledge that captains have, crew have, right? So there's a lot of that stuff that I'm still learning, right? How to tie down a boat, different types of knots, right? Things that I never thought I would need because my goal was never to be a broker. It was to be an owner. And but I'm still finding it fun, right? I love learning these nuances of yachting, right? What does this do? What does that do?
Of
And
course.
I'm learning every day because, like, again, I've had a great support team, people who are really well known in the industry and knowledgeable. So for anybody who's just getting into this, ask yourself, is this what I want to do? Don't think about the money.
Yeah.
Because selling boats is not easy. Finding clients, oh, I'm going to sell boats. It's not. And I was told that in the beginning. It is not easy. You have to constantly be, vigilant, following up. Clients are not always easy. I want this boat. Nah, change my mind. I want this boat. Nah, change my mind. I want this boat. And you have to be patient, right? You're providing a service, and when providing a service, you need to be patient. So that's that. I was told you shouldn't expect to sell a boat the first year in brokerage.
It takes time.
It does take time.
Well,
Yeah,
awesome. I really appreciate everything that you've shared with me. And honestly,
absolute pleasure.
I'm sure you're going to offer, well, this advice is really going to help people out there. And I really appreciate your time. So thank you so much.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure, and I look forward to hopefully joining you again on another podcast.
That sounds amazing. Thanks, Alex.